Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of True Crime with the Bad Girl, the Playa, and the Stars. I am Benny Scala, the one and only Playa, and with me, as always, is my partner in True Crime. She is a New England Professional Wrestling Hall of Famer. She is the mayor's mom, and she is also the Countess of Classic Rock. And, of course, I can only be talking about the very bad co-host, the one and only Boston Bad Girl, Brittany Brown. Brittany, you were most definitely missed last week. How are you?
Oh, I'm good. Thank you. I'm so happy that my internet came back on. You guys had like 5 or 6 minutes left or 10 minutes on the show. So I was able to watch you, which was really cool. I'm
Very
doing
cool.
well. How are you guys all doing?
Good. It's nice out today. So that was nice. It
Gorgeous.
was a good change from the weather we've been having.
Benny sent us this weather.
Yes.
Yep.
It's supposed to be even better.
I've sent it to you guys. All right.
Yep.
Here again is the resident genius of true crime and the director of security for Dangerous Dave's Carnival, Tiffany Starr. Tiffany, how are you doing?
I'm good. Like I said, it's nice out today. So got to take the dog out. He ran around the yard for a little bit. It's going to be nice the rest of the week. So I'm happy. As far as David goes, he's been driving me a little crazy. He has a new phone that he's having some issues with. I don't know if I can help him.
It's a shit show.
And speaking of Dave, last but not least is the one and only Dangerous Dave Starr. Dave, how's the carnival doing?
Well, the carnival is doing well. We got another piece of shit coming in tonight to the carnival. This is as a father of 2 daughters. I don't know. Some people in the human race are just evil and they suck. And I believe and I disagree with my daughter. And I think the mother is just as bad as the douchebag that was raping her daughter every night. But glad to be on. And as usual, I swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, and hi everybody out there in crime land.
Amen. All right, let's take care of business, do our commercial, and then we're going to chat about this. We're all going to have plenty to say about this. Here we go. This is Benny Scala, the one and only Playa. Folks, I am beyond excited to be co-hosting this new show, When It Was Real. And I am just as excited to be announcing our new sponsor, the Free Spirited Company. Free Spirited is a phenomenal old-school clothing company that specializes in short and long-sleeve T-shirts, hoodies, tank tops, graphic tees, heck, even yoga pants. These T-shirts are, to quote Rocky's manager Mickey Goldmill, a wake of art. Yours truly will be rocking the free-spirited merch on each and every episode of When It Was Real. Not only are these shirts eye-catching, but they are very comfortable as well. Like what you see? Please go to shopfreespirited.com and use our special code MP20 to receive a 20% discount on all purchases. Again, that is shopfreespirited.com, and that code is MP20. As the poet laureate of the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube channel, I will leave you with this. If you like what you see, go buy a tee. Heck, maybe 2 or 3. When your friends tell you, hey, you look like the bomb, send them over to shopfreespirited.com. Well, guys, we went back in time last week to break down the case of Richard Kuklinski, a.k.a. the Iceman. Today we go back to the present, and we're going to cover a case that, quite frankly, absolutely disgusts me. The body of Madeline Soto was found the afternoon of March 1st, 2024 in St. Cloud, Florida, after a week-long search. The 13-year-old's body was found off Old Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County around 4:30 p.m., officials said. The body was wearing clothing similar to what she was last seen wearing. The Hunters Creek Middle School student was last seen at 8:30 a.m. on February 26th when her mother's boyfriend took her to school. Jennifer Soto, however, discovered later that day that her daughter had never made it to school that day. Days later, Jen Soto's boyfriend, Stephan Sterns, who cares how it's pronounced, was made the prime suspect in Madeline Soto's disappearance and was arrested on unrelated charges regarding sexual battery and child sex abuse material found on his phone. The bad girl and the true crime genius will take you through the facts of this case. I think it's a safe statement that there aren't enough adjectives in the Webster's dictionary to properly describe our collective disgust. And please note that all dates mentioned are 2024.
Yes. February 26th at 8:30 a.m. Madeline Soto is allegedly driven to school by her mother's boyfriend, Stephan Sterns, and dropped off at a church, near the school, sorry.
That's a keeper.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same day at 4:30 p.m., Madeline's mom, Jen Soto, goes to pick up Madeline from Hunters Creek Middle School, only to find out her daughter did not attend class that day. Nice shirt. I love that.
Yeah, that fits her
At
perfectly.
8 p.m., yeah, at 8 p.m. the same day, Madeline Soto was reported missing. Orange County Sheriff's Office deputies meet mom at school, canvass the area, and search with bloodhounds with no success. The following day, February 27th at 6:51 p.m., Madeline Soto's missing poster is released and officials widen their search. She's so cute. Oh,
She is.
She is.
The same day at 10 p.m., eventual suspect Stephan Sterns appears in the background of Fox 35 interview with mother Jen Soto. The next day, February 28th, 3:30 p.m., Orange County Sheriff John Mina hosts press conference about ongoing search.
I wonder if you can't see him. John Mina.
Good one. You are on a roll today, my friend.
Call me lunch meat. I'm on a roll, baby. All right.
February 28th at 9:52 p.m., Stephan Sterns arrested on unrelated charges, named prime suspect in Madeline Soto's disappearance. February 29th at 1 p.m., body language expert assesses Stephan Sterns' body language in Zoom interview with Fox 35. March 1st, 9:30 a.m., Sterns dodges questions while being transferred from Orange County to Osceola County.
March 1st at 1 p.m., Sheriff Mina announces that investigators are now confident that 13-year-old Madeline Soto is dead. The same day at 4:30 p.m., Madeline Soto's body is found off Hickory Tree Road in Osceola County. It's so sad. March 2nd at 9 a.m., Sterns no-shows his first court appearance. March 5th at 4:30 p.m., Florida Department of Law Enforcement asked to investigate after alleged crime scene photo from where Madeline was found was posted to sheriff's social media. March 7th, community memorial held for Madeline at Peach Church, Orlando. March 12th, 60 more charges filed against Sterns related to photos and videos allegedly found on his cell phone. He has not yet been charged in Madeline's disappearance or death. Charges include sexual battery, lewd and lascivious molestation, and possession of child pornography. March 21st, Kissimmee Police Chief Betty Holland provides an update on the investigation into Madeline's death and disappearance. April 24th, Stephan Sterns is charged with first-degree murder. Sterns' attorneys are currently trying to get photographic and video evidence on his phone suppressed, claiming that the search of his phone was illegal. Judges will rule on this by June 30th. As a result, Sterns' trial has been pushed back until July.
All right, so I guess the first question, we'll start with Brittany and with Dave. And my nephew, Joe Gadis Jiu-Jitsu, he said it all. It's in the chat room. Jen Soto is 1,000% culpable. Why is this woman still breathing our air? I mean, I guess what I've heard is that she's going to be a witness for the prosecution. But when your star witness is a fucking moron, I mean, you're in trouble, aren't you? So, I mean, what do you guys think? Is she? Why isn't she in jail? And is her being a prosecution witness, is that a good strategy?
You know, I think she's probably the only witness. okay, that's alive, the only witness that's alive. But she is, I agree with your nephew. She is 100% culpable. She should go to jail for life. That is my opinion. I don't know why she's free. And it has to be because of a deal she made. It has to be. It just has to be because otherwise, and I'm sorry, I would not have given her that deal. Nope.
Yeah, I agree with what Brittany said, that the mother, she's definitely culpable. I don't know how you let your daughter sleep in a bed with a grown man. Like, that's just so strange to me. Like, and even her reasoning as to why she did, saying that he had been in her life, so he was like a father figure. I just feel like she's an idiot. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Idiots.
honestly, I feel like it's even a little weird if a father and a daughter who's 13 are sleeping in a bed together.
Thank you.
I agree.
I think that's strange in itself, and that's the actual father. For it to be not the father, that's even more strange to me.
Yeah.
That she would think that that's okay. I think the lady's a
Yeah.
complete and utter moron, honestly. But I agree. I think she like cut a deal or something to be able to be a witness for them. But I don't know how credible she is with everything that took place. And
I know.
the fact that she didn't even realize that her daughter wasn't in school literally all day. Like, it takes you all day to find out that your daughter's not even there. And it's like, why didn't the school call? And then once she realized her daughter wasn't there, why wasn't she questioning her boyfriend and asking him, well, where is she? You said you dropped her off. Like, there was like no, if the school had let her know that she wasn't there all day, I feel like the pieces could have been put together a little bit sooner, because he claimed he dropped her off. But there was like no communication with that. So I feel like they kind of dropped the ball on that one too. But yeah, I think this lady's a piece of shit.
First of all, when I used to take the genius and terrible Tory when they were little, when I broke up with the mother and I had a small apartment, I used to sleep on the floor all weekend and they would sleep in my bed. I slept on the floor. Okay? That's normal. This piece of shit mother, before I even get to her, let's not let the biological father off the hook. He just gave up on his daughter.
Yeah, where is
He just left. He left. He's in the service. He's a military man. He got remarried. He just gave up on his daughter. And the mother, I believe the mother resented the daughter because of the father. I think he was out, gone. It was over. I have a father like that myself who left when I was born. He just died, and he's at 80-something and never came back. I just think that she resented the daughter because, just my opinion, because of the father. And I would have charged that bitch in Dave's Carnival. I would have charged her with 50 crimes in association with this, what happened. And then you know what you do? Well, listen, bitch, if you're the prosecutors, we're going to reduce it to 15 charges for you to testify on our behalf, but you're still going to jail. They don't need her testimony. Yep. They've got thousands of videos and pictures on his phone, and I hope they don't throw that out on his phone, that they don't need the mother. The mother should be going to jail with him. He should have his balls lit on fire. That's what should happen to him. He should have a bonfire.
Do you believe that the mother did not know what was going on? Could she be that stupid?
See, I don't think that she really knew what was going on. I think the lady really is a fucking idiot. Like, I was listening to her interview with the police, and it just sounds like she's a complete, like, she's oblivious to like life.
Yeah, NASA's
like,
not going to recruit her to push any buttons. It's
no, it's like she has no self-awareness at all. And like, I don't know. I can't understand the stupidity from this lady, but I don't think that she knew that he was touching her. I think that what happened was when she found out, there was a lot of backtracking, but there was a lot of backtracking on her end of certain like situations because she was trying to not defend him. She was trying to look out for herself so she didn't look like a complete fucking idiot. But she still does.
That was her first priority, and not even her daughter's safety. Covering her own ass.
I've gone over with this with I don't know about Brittany, but I've gone over this argument with my daughter. I 100% totally disagree with her. The mother, I agree with your nephew Joe. The mother knew exactly what was going on. You don't send your daughter into the bedroom.
It's hard to believe she didn't know what was going on. It's incredible.
Saying she's stupid is just a cop out to give her an excuse.
I mean, she is stupid. I mean, she is a moron. But I mean, even a moron would has a basic maternal instinct. How do you when you need a good night's sleep and you tell your daughter and your boyfriend, okay, you guys can sleep upstairs? I mean, that's incomprehensible to me that she could do that. And when she interviewed with the police, she did not come off very well at all.
She's still sticking up for this guy. She still sticks up for him. To this day, she's sticking up for him. She sticked up for him on the video when the police came. I don't know what Brittany's if Brittany believes what her opinion is as far as the mother goes, that the mother knew what was going on. What do you think, Brittany?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I did not get to see anything on this. And I think Tiffany is basing her opinion on what she saw. And Tiffany, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think maybe you guys are taking it that she's just going, no, I really think she was stupid. Tiffany, I think you might mean, and I could be wrong, but I think you might mean that she's mentally challenged. And that's why she didn't get it. Is that what you mean?
I mean,
I don't know.
There's got to be something wrong with her up here. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's because
the wires are, there's a disconnect up there somewhere. Here's what I also don't get. I mean, it is not cheap to live in Orlando. I mean, it's not cheap to live in anywhere in Florida anymore. But, this woman, and they said she hardly works. And then when they talked about Sterns, they said he hardly works. Yet they're living in a 4-bedroom house in Orlando, which is, pretty expensive. Where's the money coming from?
Well, so it was actually her dad's house that they were living in. And then she had several roommates, female roommates as well, that were paying rent. So those roommates had 2 of the rooms, and there was a completely empty room that nobody was even living in. But that's apparently the story, is that it was her dad's house and that they all just kind of paid rent.
Now, did they know what was going on? Did they hear anything? So nobody heard anything ever?
So there wasn't really much from my investigation and what I saw. There wasn't really much about the roommates, and if they had to have been interviewed, it would have made sense, but I didn't hear anything about them as far as what, if they made a statement and what it was or anything, but I would be interested to know what their thought process was on it.
Well, and the other thing, and maybe you guys know more than I do, but did this girl ever say anything to anybody that she was being abused by this guy?
No.
I don't think so.
And why not?
No.
I mean, I can only imagine what he was saying to her. Maybe he threatened to kill her, which is usually the case with stuff like this.
Or kill a mother, maybe.
Yeah, they threaten the most ridiculous things. So I don't know. Maybe that's what happened.
I think this might be stupid to say, but I'm going to say it anyways. I think the girl, Madeline, thought it was normal because the mother was telling her to go in there and go to sleep with the guy. So, I mean, the mother is going to be.
Good point. I mean, that's your reference point. Is your mother? If that's
that actually, I mean, that is a good point. Yeah, right. Maybe that is what it was. Maybe she just.
Maybe she thought it was normal because her mother is sending her in there to sleep with this guy. That's
and my understanding is normally, because from what I heard in the police interview, Jen Soto said that the three of them slept together, which is bizarre. And then on the what'd you say, Brittany?
I said, God.
Right, and then like on days when Jen needed to get her sleep, she would say, "Oh, the two of you go." I can't wrap my brain around that. That's stupid.
No.
Yeah.
I think the prosecutors suck down there. They suck. They should have never let this lady off. Should have let this mother off. They let her off easy, and she's going to testify, but reluctantly, from what I heard, and she's still sticking up for this guy.
Jesus.
No, I don't see her as being of any value to the prosecution. What is she gonna? I think she's gonna do. What Tiffany said before. Her statements are gonna be solely to cover her own ass and make sure she doesn't get in trouble. So it's not going to be of value to them. And even in the police interview, I didn't really hear her condemn him. I heard her, sticking up for him.
Yep.
Yeah, I think they're gonna eat her alive on that on the stand.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
They chew her up and spit her out and have her for breakfast. That's
That's probably why she doesn't want to. That's why she's reluctant, not because she wants to protect him. I think she just knows that she looks fucking awful and that she's going to be exposed for a complete fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just think it sets a very bad example when somebody like this, behaves this way and there are no consequences for it. I mean, there is, because her daughter is dead. But I mean, as far as, her own consequences, if that's not child endangerment, I don't know what is.
I agree.
What was the reasoning for him killing her? Have we heard him come up with like any reason? Like, was she like resisting, like having, like letting him touch her? Like, what was the reason why he killed her all of a sudden?
I don't know, but I have two thoughts. One, was she pregnant?
Oh yeah, that's right. I did hear a theory about that. That's right.
And then two, I'm going to tell my mother if you don't stop.
Right.
Yeah, that I forgot about that. So during the interview with the mother, the police asked if she had missed her period, and the mother said yes, she did that month. And
there you
she
go.
was not taking birth control, and they asked her, did Stephan know that she had missed her period? And she, I believe, said no, or she wasn't sure if he knew. So that actually would make sense if she...
I don't know. If you're sleeping with that girl every night, you're going to know whether she did or not, right? I would think.
Yeah. So that actually makes sense. Maybe she was pregnant. But when they found that in the autopsy...
Yeah.
I don't think they did. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just remember that was a part of the interrogation, though, with the mother, that they started questioning her.
Joe in the chat is saying, I think she said she was going to tell us. That would have to be. Maybe intuitively, this 13-year-old girl who maybe had more brain cells, hopefully, than her mother, just thought to herself, wait, this can't be right.
Yeah.
I think Dave's phone is messing up again.
Uh-oh. There he goes.
There he goes.
Here today, gone tomorrow. He'll be back, though.
He will.
Cash took his spot. No. Cash is here with us, so he took David's spot.
Oh, right. Cash Wonder Dog.
Hi, Cash. Yeah. We can't see him, though.
Yeah.
He's like John Mina, the sheriff. We can't see him.
Are you camera shy? He's just staring at me like, what are you talking about?
Well, and here's the other question. And this absolutely disgusts me, that his lawyers are trying to suppress the evidence on his phone, because according to him, he was only he only gave the police permission to look at his Google Maps to find out where his route. and that he did not
Mhm.
give permission to search his, for pictures and everything. But here's the other
Oh.
thing too. He said he accidentally did a factory reset. I don't even know how to do a one on purpose. How do you accidentally do a factory reset?
Yeah, he did. He did a factory reset in front of Jen Soto, and I don't remember what day it was. Specifically, I forget, but she talked about that in her interrogation too, that she thought it was a little strange that he did a factory reset instead of just like, I think he was just supposed to be like shutting his phone off or doing something to it. And he was like, and then he was like, "Oh, I accidentally did a factory reset." She's like, how did you do that?
Wow. That's pretty sad.
They gotta let cash out.
But I mean, now that so.
Go ahead. What's he doing?
But I guess even though he did that factory reset, and I'm not a tech person at all, but apparently even though he did the factory reset, the stuff was still in the cloud, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah, even if you do a factory reset, everything is saved. Like it doesn't matter. Like they can pull that information from if they went to like the cell phone company and stuff like that. I think they could just pull that information.
Yep.
But I don't think that, I mean, I hope it doesn't get suppressed because, I mean, I don't know. He gave them permission to go through his phone.
I mean, here's my whole take on that, though. Like, I understand everybody wants a fair defense, or they're it's their right. But as an attorney, if I'm trying to suppress evidence, knowing that this girl was murdered, and full well any of these attorneys know that this guy did it, how do you sleep at night?
I know.
Joe says something interesting here. He said he also had CSAM on his phone that wasn't of Madeline, and his defense attorneys are trying to get that thrown out as prejudicial. I think it goes to motive, though, and shows his inclination. I don't know Joe, what is CSAM? Do you guys know?
I'm assuming something with
child sexual something material, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he's got other child sex abuse.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so he's got pictures other than. I mean, this guy really. If this guy is not like, you know what though? Honestly, I don't think he should be put to death. I think he should get a life sentence with no possibility of parole, and I think he needs to be thrown into the general population because he's going to suffer for days, years. I mean, every day for the rest of his life, that those prisoners are going to take it out on him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like the death penalty, that's too easy. They just whatever they're going to do, lethal injection, and he's gone. But if they give him a life sentence for the next, what is he? I think about 38, 39.
Oh my God, he looks 60.
I was just going to say, is he really? Because he looks old.
He looks like he's my age, but I think he's like 38, 39. But I mean, if they give him life imprisonment, and he's in the general population, I would love to see what happens then.
Let's just say his butt is not going to be the same.
Right.
No.
But I listened to did you guys listen to his the phone calls that he had from jail with his parents? I listened to a couple of them. They were kind of very boring to listen to, but he's just very like nonchalant talking about like what happened. And at one point he did he made a comment, and I wish I could remember exactly what it was, but it was something along the lines of blaming Madeline for what had happened.
What?
Yeah, like he's putting like he's saying that she was the initiator of
God,
like the sex and all that. Yes. And he said he made a comment, but he didn't go further into it because he was like, "Oh, we're being recorded or whatever, so I'm not going to go into it." But yeah, he made some type of comment like that in one of the phones.
That is so lame because he supposedly abused this girl for like 5 years, which means that starting at 8 years old, you mean to tell me that an 8-year-old girl is going to know enough about sex to initiate something? Please.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that what they tried saying on Gypsy Rose's grandfather said that?
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said she touched my fly when we were outside in like the garden shed or something.
Yeah.
And she was like, you know, now she's like 30, early 30s, and she's like, what is he talking about?
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know what that was.
Yeah. I
So,
feel like,
and even on the odd chance that she did, it's still it doesn't matter because you're the adult. You know, a child is not capable of of properly thinking things through. But it
right,
didn't
no, of
happen
course
anyway.
not.
But even if it did, he's still 1,000% guilty.
Yeah.
I feel like this
I mean,
is like an excuse that a lot of like child predators give.
If
Is that
you
it
yes,
was
if you've ever
but
seen To Catch a Predator with Chris Hansen,
yes, I used to watch it all the time.
every single
Me
one of
too.
these predators blamed it. Well, she started it, which was not
Right.
true, by the way. And I mean, Chris Hansen
Yep.
shot that right down. Well, okay, so it's her fault then. You know, because
Right.
they try to blame,
Yeah.
they try to shift the blame. That's what they do.
I don't know
Yep.
why they use that as an excuse though, because it's like nobody is going to be like, oh, you want to know what the child initiated it, so you're off the hook. Like it's a crime either way, whether they initiated anything or not. It's a crime because they're a child.
Right. And on that show, they always, every one of them lied and said she was over 18.
Yep.
Every
Yeah,
one
I mean,
of them.
right.
And
You know,
Chris
the
Hansen would
scary part
pull
about
out-
that show, though, I mean, you had doctors, you had lawyers, you had teachers, you had, members of the clergy, pastors,
Yeah.
a rabbi. He was one of the worst, the rabbi. I mean, it was scary.
It is.
Yeah, people.
Yeah,
I
they
don't know.
tried to get back in again. I had to kick him out because he didn't have a face.
Oh, God.
Faceless
Poor
Dave.
Dave.
Where
He's
is
got to
he
be
back?
swearing. He's
Yeah,
swearing up a storm.
He's back in limbo. Yeah, with his dad hat. Oh, it is a nice hat, though. Oh,
It
where'd
is.
Tiffany go?
I
don't
was
know.
drinking
What
my.
is she?
I was drinking my Diet Coke and I didn't want to do it on the camera.
Oh, come on, man. I got my
Come on,
coffee
man.
there.
I do my water.
I didn't think anybody
my
would want
co-
to
my
see me
coffee.
drinking my Diet Coke.
There we go.
I do remember though, I don't know where I heard this about the case, that it might have been the podcast I was listening to, that Jen Soto had made statements like that, like to Stephan, like, oh, you better not like leave me for my daughter or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah, like statements along those
you kidding
lines. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so then she had to know, right?
Well, if that's true, then I don't know. I can't wrap my head around. I think this is the issue of why I'm not making excuses for her, but I think that I just can't wrap my head around a mother knowing that that type of abuse is happening to their child and just like not doing anything about it. Like, I guess so I'm like rationalizing it a little bit, like that she's just a complete moron, but maybe she did know. I don't know.
But even
It kind of makes you wonder, though.
Yeah, it does.
You know, I mean,
I don't know. I mean,
if she made that comment, that
Right.
tells me that she knew something had to be going on.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the whole thing is just.
There's absolutely no way she didn't know what was going on. You know, it was a nice little arrangement. You know, don't tell anybody, and then it got out of hand. And why he killed her, who knows? I mean, I really think, and Joe said it in the chat room too, that she maybe told him that if you don't stop it, I'm gonna tell somebody. There goes Dave. And God forbid if he impregnated her, that's like a million times worse. But
oh my God. See, that would make me think, but Tiffany has a good point though. wouldn't they have found that in the autopsy? I mean,
Yeah, they would have. I'm
to
sure.
me, that would be the thing that might have enraged him. Like, oh, you can't have this baby because then they'll find out that I'm the father.
Right.
And you're
Yeah.
only 13. And by
Well,
the time
I mean,
baby's
he's
born,
completely hosed if she has. Yeah, who are you gonna blame it on?
I don't know. And
I
then
mean, they do a DNA test and he's screwed. He goes to jail.
Oh, he's completely toast.
it just makes me wonder, though, was her mom abusing her as well with him?
No.
Because there was like the period of time where they were all sleeping in the bed together. So I'm just wondering, was the mother abusing her as well? Did the mother know he killed her and just didn't, and just kind of tried to cover it up by like picking her up from school? I don't know. I guess you don't really know what the truth is.
I'm not going to be satisfied though until they arrest her. Me
too.
That has to happen. I mean, this lady cannot be and God forbid she like reproduces again. I mean, they need to tape her. They need to seal her privates with Gorilla Glue.
Yeah.
Wow, that's something that's.
Wow,
that
Benny's
like
taking a line out of your book, Dad.
That sounds like something that would happen in Dave's carnival.
Wait, maybe that should be her punishment. 6 months at Dave's carnival.
Maybe instead of super glue, maybe we'll just sew it up.
Yeah, whatever.
She should get an annual pass as a gift.
Yeah, she should get it. Well, she should get a lifetime pass.
Yeah.
Either that or bring it to the local jail. Hey, you're going downstairs in the local jail in the cellar. We're going to bring down about 5 inmates for you. So be ready.
In my mind, this woman, maybe this is a stretch. I mean, I put her in the same category as like a Casey Anthony. I mean, you basically sacrificed your child. And I really believe, I do believe that if there was that fear that he was going to leave the mom for the girl, well, she's not going to be very helpful. She's not going to protect that kid. No. She didn't look at her as a daughter at that point. She looked at her as a rival.
Right.
Yep.
How sick is that?
I still feel the biological father still pisses me off. And they had pictures of him in the service. I think he was in the Air Force or something like that, and remarried. That was it. He just cut all contact off.
No, did he even pay child support, or he had to pay child support? I would think. I mean, how do you get away with that?
Yeah, I mean, well, look at her. She ain't too bright, anyways. The mother.
Yeah, well, at least Tiffany answered the question of how she had that house, because that was a stumper. I'm thinking, how the hell this lady's got a nicer house than I do, and she's her IQ is maybe 1/8 of what mine is.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good for Tiffany, because she just got her and Terrible Tory after the big night they had at Gillette Stadium the other night with Post Malone.
What is Post Malone? I feel so old now.
Benny, how could you?
Educate me. I have no idea. I mean,
he's a artist. He's a musician.
He's an artist, all right. Look at his face.
Joe's saying you're not that old. Thank you, Joe. No, I'm not, but I guess I'm old enough to not know who Post Malone is.
Yeah, he's been around for like 10 years. He does like all different kinds of music. He just
my daughters have numerous pictures with him kissing them, hugging them. He took Tori's hat off.
Is he a local guy there? I mean,
no, he's from Texas.
No. And
you're talking about he played at a stadium.
Yeah, he played at Gillette. Yeah, he was with Jelly Roll.
And his whole face is tattooed.
God. Well, Tori,
all
tattooed being God. That was good.
Yeah, he's a god. She's obsessed
He's
with
not
him.
the god, he's a god, right? Like,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He
all
actually
right.
went up to
I'll have
her.
to look up this guy.
He actually went up to her the other night and took her cowboy hat off and wore it for a bit in a concert.
Wow. Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I
she had a
could not
glimmer.
put that hat back on my head.
She had a cowboy hat that said Post Malone or whatever on it, all with glimmer and stuff, almost like the Macho Man would wear, And he saw her
nice.
at.
Sequin.
They had seats right there, front row seats. So he took it off and wore it for a while.
So, Dave, when you were gone, I made the statement that I hope the guy doesn't get the death penalty. I hope he gets life in prison with no possibility of parole, and he gets thrown in the general population. Wouldn't that be a better punishment for him?
Or
Well, first, I'm sorry for what happened. I got this phone. I don't know what's going on. What's good to death? What is the death penalty anyways? What good is it? I mean, you get the death
Well, you
penalty.
went up on death row for how many years?
Yeah.
What
probably
if-
died before you get executed.
what if his punishment is he has to go to Dave's carnival?
Yeah,
I feel
I'll bus him in from Walpole State Prison to be at the
And
carnival with him.
I think Jen Soto needs to have a steel cage match with Brittany. That I would
Yes.
pay to see that. I'd pay any amount of money to see that.
Oh. It's on the house.
Joe
All right,
wants to know what Dave's
Dave-
carnival is.
Joe, my
you don't
nephew
wanna
Joe
know.
wants to know what Dave's carnival is. So if you can explain what
You
is
don't
the
want to know, Joe.
No,
Yeah,
he
bad
asked.
things
I
don't-
gotta know.
It's where dreams
Bad
go
things-
to die.
Where
Yeah.
My dreams turn into
where
nightmares.
dreams turn into nightmares. Yeah.
Yeah,
We should come up
Yeah.
with a gimmick
Where
song.
terrific becomes terror.
Literally.
yeah. Yeah, you don't want to go to Dave's carnival.
No,
No, Joe, you don't
Yeah,
deserve
I
to
was
go to
pretty
Dave's
sure it
carnival.
was a
And
female-only carnival.
Joe's in Boston. He's not that far from Dave's carnival.
Yeah, but Joe
Oh,
doesn't want to
geez.
go. He doesn't deserve to go to Dave's carnival.
No.
No. I think it's a female-only carnival.
Well, with the
Yes.
exception of Stephan Sterns, he can go. I don't know. Maybe you could hire someone to do something to him, Dad. I don't think you want to.
Make him humble, Iron Sheik style.
I think I know a few people who I don't even have to pay any money to in the carnival would take care of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish the Iron Sheik was still alive. I make him humble, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I still feel I know I've said this, but I keep going back to the biological father. He really fucking irritates me, and I really would like to hear from him. I know he doesn't have anything involved in this, but he's just I don't know. Being the father of two daughters, I couldn't just not just cut everything off and not know what
has
they were doing.
has the news reached out to this guy to get any comments from him?
The only thing I know about him was I saw something real quick that they had pictures of him in the service. I want to say it's the Air Force. They didn't give much information except that he had no contact with his daughter or anything to do with her.
Well,
Well, now,
I got
sad.
we don't know the background with this fruitcake mother. Is it at all possible that he's not even really the father and he found out? And that's why he cut off contact?
Was she married to the guy?
I think they were married. Yes,
Okay.
they were
and he
married
just
and
walked out.
divorced.
I mean, in retrospect, he was probably a pretty smart guy not for leaving the child, but definitely for leaving the mother. Because I mean,
The mother,
a life
yeah.
with her would have been that would be almost as bad as Dave's carnival, right?
Yeah. Right.
But Dave,
At
do
least he
you
could've-
think he should get the death penalty, or do you think he should get life in prison in the general population?
Ah, Jesus. I think he should. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
No.
Now he can't.
Can't take it.
I think he did that one on purpose.
He needs
think
to be
he's
put on probation.
Now, I really do.
Can you hear me?
He'll be back. He'll be back.
Maybe should we not let him in this time?
Yeah, you can't sit with us.
You get time out 10 minutes, which by then the show will be almost over anyway. So
Yeah,
That's right.
but I mean, it's just such a heartbreaking case because I mean, by all accounts, this was a sweet little 13-year-old girl. And the thing we haven't said yet is she got murdered the day after her birthday party. She had just turned 13.
Oh my God.
Yeah, her birthday party was Sunday. She got killed on Monday morning.
Oh my God.
yeah.
mean,
They were saying that. So I don't know like the timeline of like when things happened exactly, but they were saying there's like ring camera footage or like some type of camera or video footage of her sitting in the front seat, but she looks incapacitated, like in the morning time.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Well, so also during the interview with Jen Soto, I don't know why she was taking this, but Madeline was taking, was it trazodone? It was some type of medication that she would give her at night. So like she would be really groggy in the morning. And she did say that at one point in time, they both gave it to her by accident. Like the other didn't know. So I'm wondering if he would also use that as like a tool to like, while he was doing whatever to her.
Yeah.
Like
Was it really by accident though?
Like if he would give her extra, like on purpose.
Oh, I bet.
Like
I didn't even know kids could take stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But whatever medication it was, I just remember thinking, why is she taking that like that? I don't know.
I think what happened was he probably doubled up or whatever on the medication, incapacitated her. Maybe now when she's sleeping, he can strangle her. She's not going to resist him. And then somehow he got her into the car to make it look like he was driving her to school. But I mean, that camera that showed her in the front seat of the car, I think she was already, deceased.
Yeah, they think that she was already at that point, like. But then they were questioning Jen, like, where were you in the morning? And he never. So this is the thing that was also strange, was that he didn't typically bring her to school. She said that it was either her sister or her mother who would bring her to school. And for whatever reason, he took her to school on this day.
Yeah. Well, I think we know the reason.
Yeah.
I mean, like he would have had to have volunteered if she was already deceased.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's saying that she didn't see her that day, that he went into her room and was getting the dogs ready to take them outside. And then because she was going to get up to take them out, and then he did it instead and told her to go back to bed. And then I guess she did. And then she woke up like later on, but they had already left the house. So she's saying she didn't even see her that morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, her credibility is, pretty much non-existent anyway. So I'm not inclined to believe anything. I think she's just, her entire deal right now is just to keep her own ass out of jail. That's her sole purpose. Yeah. I mean, the daughter's already gone, and I don't know what she feels about this guy, but I know she doesn't want to get in trouble.
Yeah.
No.
And she's not going to get him out of any. So
Joe said that he thinks she was taking it for anxiety, but I feel like that's a little bit like drastic to give a 13-year-old girl that type of medication for anxiety. Like, I feel like there's so many other medications that you can give her before even going down that road with like taking that harsh of a medication at such a young age.
Definitely.
And it's only for anxiety. It's not like it was for like, it wasn't like she had like some type of chronic pain or anything like that.
Right.
Like anxiety is not, I mean, it can be that serious, but it's not like a serious medical condition that she should need that type of medication at 13.
Right. Because I mean, that makes you groggy, not just drowsy, but groggy.
Well, why would you
Mhm.
want to give your
So-
child medication that makes you groggy when then she's got to go to school and pay attention and be alert? I mean,
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and
something's not right.
I don't
with
believe
that.
anything was accidental. Like if they each did it. I mean,
No.
come on. Before
I
you
agree.
give the child the medication, hey Jen, did you give Madeline whatever it was? No, okay, I'm
Yep.
going to do it now. Okay, you don't have
Right.
that conversation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It could have just been intentional.
Absolutely.
I think
Absolutely.
he doubled up or whatever. He just gave her enough to make sure that she was out. You know, he knew he was going to do this, and then he did the deal, and yeah, that was the
No, I
end.
wonder if they found that out in the autopsy.
What
drug.
about the medication?
Yeah.
Well, she was. I'm sure they did a toxicology on her, and so they would have found like how much was in her system, if it was like too much or not.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember if I heard anything during the podcast about that. I just know that, as far as the autopsy goes, her hyoid bone was like broken or something, which
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
pretty-
it takes like a lot of trauma to break that, like a lot of force. I think that's why it was noted that it was strange that had happened.
Poor girl.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, I mean, this is a complete and utter tragedy.
Absolutely.
And it was Joe
love
saying,
it.
the ME ruled it as a death by strangulation. I mean, it's definitely a homicide. I mean, it's
Yeah.
that's definitely not in question at all. But I mean, does this guy stand any chance of getting acquitted? I
No
would have no
way.
faith in the justice system
No.
if this guy does not, get. I don't care if even if the judge throws out the fact that the images were obtained by the police, illegally or whatever. He's still toast.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's done for.
Yeah. What do you think, Dad?
I think he's all done. Put him in jail for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
That's what I think. But they'll probably put him in solitary confinement. So,
Oh, they can't.
You
They
know, so
can't
you won't
do
be
that.
around
That's
he won't be around
But
the
I will
general
still get him
population because they'll shank that motherfucker.
Yeah.
They would systematically torture that guy every day for the rest of his
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
Well deserved.
I'm just hoping they don't.
Well deserved.
I'm hoping they don't throw out the evidence from his phone. If they do that, that's
No.
the case right there.
No,
Yeah.
But
I don't agree. I don't think that's the case. I think even if
What?
they don't have that phone stuff, I still
That's
think
how
that
they
he's-
caught him. That's how they caught him because they saw the images on his phone. That's how
Right.
they caught him.
That's right. That's how they caught him, but they have plenty of evidence that shows that he's the one that killed her. So even without the pictures of the children from the phone, there's still enough
Yeah.
evidence to put him away for the murder.
yeah, Joe's
Right.
saying that
I don't think the
that
case is
Stern-
make or break with the pictures.
right. Joe's saying Stern's Google searches, which the defense is trying to suppress, included a surgical anesthetic. So I mean, this guy was planning something. This is like Casey
Yeah.
Anthony
Yeah.
with the chloroform.
Okay.
So I mean, there's a motive right there. So I don't care. I mean, they can suppress everything. There's no denying this guy did it, and I don't know. If I'm
Sorry, go ahead, Benny.
if I'm a defense attorney, if I was on his case, I'd find another line of work after that. I wouldn't be able to live with myself trying to
I know.
keep this guy out of jail. There's no way I could live with myself. I mean, if they can do that without feeling guilty, they have no conscience whatsoever.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, he's another one that it's like, dude, you're caught. Just give it up. What was the motive? Why did you do it? Like, just they know you did it. Like, they saw the stuff on your phone. Like, there's no getting out of it. Like, just come clean. Like, stop being a piece of shit.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know the answer to this. I'm gonna throw it out there. Is he able to cut a deal, like take a plea?
I don't see how.
I mean, I don't see how, but the justice system, it can be really.
I mean, how do you give him anything but life? I don't care what. I mean, you can't give him a 20-year sentence for a plea. You can't do that.
No way.
That's
way.
way too late. Right. So the
And
only
plus,
thing, maybe. Bye, Dave. The only thing maybe is a guilty plea for life in prison.
Yeah,
And
that would make more sense.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that gets me. Now, Tiffany, you said that you heard him talking to his parents on the phone, and he said he initiated the sexual contact. So he just admitted it.
Well,
he just admitted there was sexual contact going on.
So I think that's where he stopped himself. So he made the comment, but he didn't say she initiated any sexual whatever. He said, I'm not the only one to blame, I believe was the statement. There was a weird statement and I can't remember. And then he said, but I'm not going to talk any further because we're being recorded. But then he went on in other conversations to say weird stuff that like implicated himself but he knew he was being recorded. So it like didn't make any sense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this man. Ugh.
Yeah. Like Joe just said, he might have meant Jen as well, which, I mean, that thought kind of just crossed my mind too. While I was saying that, maybe he did mean that Jen was also to blame, and he wasn't. Maybe he wasn't referring to Madeline; he was referring to Jen.
Okay.
I can't remember the context of the conversation, though. I don't remember if we were talking about Madeline when that statement was made. I would have to go back and listen to it.
I'm not going to be happy. So he's got his either the death penalty or life in prison, and this bitch is in jail. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. There's no way that this lady can get away with this. I'm sorry.
No.
I mean, that is an absolute crime what she did to that girl. Nobody can convince me otherwise.
Yep.
Benny, it's 8 p.m.
It's 8 p.m. You gotta kind of call it a night, guys. Want to give a great big thank you to the people in the live chat, especially Joe and Kristen Wolf, who is also very active, and anybody else who follows our show. If you haven't already done so, please make sure you subscribe to the Monte and the Pharaoh YouTube channel so you won't miss any episodes. Please do not forget to join yours truly and Dan Sebastiano tomorrow night at 7 for Dan and Benny in the Ring, and then on Wednesday night at 7 on When It Was Real with the great Nikita Brezhnikov. And do not forget to check out The Bad Girl every Saturday from 1 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Funland Radio. She's spinning the oldies as only she can. And you can also find yours truly on Want Radio every Sunday afternoon at 3 for Benny the Jet and the Jet Set. I've included links for both in the thumbnail description. So for The Bad Girl, Brittany Brown, the genius Tiffany Starr, and wherever he is out there, Dangerous Dave, the Carnival Man. This is the one and only player telling everyone to stay safe. See you next crime. Good night, guys.
Bye. Good night.
Night.
Did we say any goodbye to Mrs. P? Is she out there?
Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. Because I was just going to say it and I didn't want to hold you up. Good night, Mrs. P, if you're listening, and Denise, Miss P, if you're listening, and I believe you are. So thank you for listening.
Mrs. P and Miss P version 2.0. Have a good night, guys.
There you go.
Bye.
Thank you.